I hope this moment finds you in wonderful health and a truly peaceful spirit. Welcome back to Green Home Living. Today, we are celebrating the beauty of the small and the storied. Join us as we explore cozy vintage rustic garden ideas for compact areas. We're going to show you how a limited footprint can actually be your greatest asset, allowing you to curate a sanctuary where every weathered plank and rusted lantern tells a story of a life lived slowly. Imagine a collection of heavy, matte gray buckets and troughs sitting in the corner of a small patio. Over time, the zinc has developed a beautiful, powdery patina that catches the light like the surface of a quiet pond. These vessels bring an industrial rustic weight to the garden, acting as a cool, neutral backdrop for the vibrant greens of ferns or the bright pops of scarlet geraniums. They feel sturdy and honest, as if they were plucked from an old farmhouse laundry and given a new, more peaceful purpose under the open sky. In a compact garden, boundaries should feel soft and organic rather than restrictive. Imagine a low, hand-woven willow hurdle acting as a divider between a seating area and a flower bed. The intricate, prehistoric pattern of the woven branches creates a dappled texture that seems to move with the wind. It provides a sense of enclosure and secret garden mystery without blocking the breeze, silvering gracefully over the seasons until it looks like a natural extension of the trees themselves. There is a profound romance in a small, wrought iron table and 2 chairs tucked away in the deepest shade of the garden. Imagine the iron is painted a soft, flaking white or perhaps left to rust into a deep, earthy copper. It is a destination for a single cup of tea and the sound of birdsong. The delicate, scrolling lines of the vintage metal add an architectural elegance to a small space, proving that you only need a few square feet to create a European-inspired escape. When ground space is a luxury, the garden must look to the sky. Imagine a wall covered in heavy planks of reclaimed barnwood, their surfaces marked by knots and the history of the sun. Attached to this timber are small wooden boxes or rusted tin cans, each holding a different treasure: trailing ivy, fragrant thyme, or delicate succulents. The silvered wood provides a warm, rugged foundation for the greenery, turning a flat, boring fence into a living, breathing tapestry of the past. As the sun dips below the horizon, the vintage garden reveals its second act. Imagine a series of heavy, glass-paned lanterns hanging from the eaves or sitting on a stone wall. Inside, the soft flicker of a real candle or a warm LED bulb casts long, rhythmic shadows across the foliage. The antique silhouettes of the lanterns add a layer of sophisticated history to the space, turning a small, dark corner into an enchanted sanctuary where the air feels still and the world feels far away. Imagine looking up to see white enamel basins, rimmed with a thin line of blue, floating in the air. By suspending these vintage finds with thick jute rope from the branch of a tree or a pergola, you create a floating garden that draws the eye upward. In a compact area, this vertical layering makes the space feel twice as large. As the flowers within, perhaps pink lobelia or white petunias, begin to spill over the sides, the basins become soft, blooming clouds that sway gently in the breeze. A path in a small garden should be a slow journey, not a shortcut. Imagine large, irregular flagstones sunken into the earth of a narrow side alley. In the gaps between the stones, a lush carpet of emerald moss has taken hold, softening the hard edges and making the path feel ancient. It creates a sense of woodland mystery, as if the stones were unearthed rather than laid. Walking here requires you to slow your pace, grounding you in the quiet, damp beauty of a space reclaimed by nature. Some plants carry the memory of old country gardens, and none more so than the sweet pea. Imagine a simple trellis made of rusted chicken wire or salvaged iron, completely hidden under a mountain of fragrant, pastel blooms. In a small garden, these vertical climbers provide a massive sensory impact without taking up much floor space. The scent is intoxicating, a sweet and peppery perfume that defines the early summer and anchors the vintage aesthetic in a sensory experience of pure nostalgia. An old, weathered wooden ladder is the ultimate tool for the compact gardener. Imagine it leaning against a wall, each rung holding a different-sized terracotta pot. Some pots are new and bright orange. Others are covered in a fine white crust of minerals and salt. This tiered display creates a vertical library of plants, allowing you to showcase dozens of varieties in a footprint no larger than a single chair. It's a rhythmic, sculptural way to organize the chaos of a small collection. A garden should have a soundtrack. Imagine a small, heavy stone basin tucked under a fern, where water drips slowly from a bamboo pipe or simply sits still, reflecting the sky. In a compact area, the sound of water muffles the noise of the city and creates an auditory boundary of peace. The rugged texture of the stone, often wet and dark, provides a beautiful contrast to the delicate leaves of the surrounding plants, bringing a liquid, cooling element to the rustic landscape. Concrete and stone can sometimes feel too harsh for a cozy garden. Imagine wrapping large plastic pots in thick, tan burlap and tying them with a simple twine bough. This natural fiber adds an instant layer of farmhouse texture to the space, hiding modern materials and blending the plants into the wooden and stone elements of the garden. It feels humble and handmade, a soft, textile touch that makes the entire seating area feel more like a comfortable indoor room brought outside. smallest yard can hold a hearth. Imagine a low, circular fire pit built from irregular fieldstones, nestled into a small patch of fine pea gravel. Because the space is compact, the warmth of the fire is immediate and all-encompassing. Surrounded by 2 wooden chairs and a few outdoor cushions, it becomes the magnetic center of the garden, a place for long, starlit conversations where the crackle of the wood and the smell of smoke ground the evening in a sense of ancient comfort. Our journey through these silvered timbers and sun-drenched nooks concludes, but the sanctuary you're building is just beginning. In the world of green home living, we find that the most meaningful gardens are the ones that reflect the soul of the person who tends them. Thank you for spending these quiet moments with us today. May your garden be a source of joy for your spirit and a quiet haven for your heart. Stay well, stay inspired, and we'll see you in the next story.